Hello and thank you for coming to our channel. This is the Thanksgiving edition of the Certified Sniper Shooting Academy. What we will be working on in this edition is the value of three-point shooting, how to deal with isolation training as we train three-point shooters beyond the arc. When we're training shooters to shoot beyond the arc, we teach them our formula for being a consistent three-point shooter. As you see here, we're working with, at the time, a 12-year-old. He's now 13, but at the time of 12, we were well into his abilities to consistently knock down shots, to consistently understand his arc, his range, his fluidity, his rhythm, and the room that he needs in order for him to relax and let the ball and release the ball at a high rate. Here we could be looking at, when you're talking about three-point shooting, today's game, the value of a three-point shooter is very valuable. We work all the way around the rim, from the high school all the way around to the college level. If you can look here, you can see he's doing around the world, where he's going to hit exactly 10 shots in a row from every angle. And at 12 years old, this is pretty high level shooting. And we allow them, once they lock into their shooting, we don't take them out of it. What we do is we challenge them. Here, if you see, I challenge him to step back beyond the college arc, because this is where he'll be shooting at from now on, because the fact that most middle schools and high schools, their defense, they're trained to stay within the three-point arc unless they are in a zone defense. But being a shooter and being able to do that, it brings a lot of value. But it's not about the training. It's about it being able to be translated to games. Game shots is where the value really comes in at, where you get room, rhythm, range, and you shoot the basketball. But you must be able to trust your mechanics, and that's from having thousands of shots taken over and over again, professional training, professional coaching. What we do at the Sniper Academy is we enjoy the opportunity to help our shooters create the outcomes that they want in game speed situations. Again, welcome to the Certified Sniper Shooters Academy, and we want to just take you a little bit into what we do to actually train our athletes. If you look here, this is DJ. DJ now is 13 years old. We always start everything off at the front of the rim. I know in the previous video slots you saw him shooting threes. That's after you actually start here at the front of the rim. And you look at all of our videos, it's about discipline. It's about being able to understand it's a process. You cannot rush the process as a high level sharpshooter, sniper level elite shooter. It starts here. And what we do when I'm training shooters, I train them with a conversation. And the conversation is to help them relax and listen to their bodies. The mental mindset that it takes from close range helps them as they actually move further and further back. We start giving direction here. We start getting a little bit more challenging, and what he'll do now is he'll start at about 4 to 5 feet and work his way all the way back to beyond the three-point line. What we do here, we don't take it very, very seriously where it becomes stressful. We allow the shooter to make mental mistakes. We allow the shooter to make physical mistakes. As a shooter, when you're shooting psychologically, it's basically about how do you feel. When they feel good psychologically and their rhythm is in range, they pretty much can be a consistent shooter. So here again, we're just watching his follow through. What I'm observing as his coach is I'm observing his finger. I'm observing his wrist snap. I'm observing how his left hand and right hand intersect with each other at his release point. I'm looking at his set point and his 3 feet of responsibility. That 3 feet of responsibility is from his waist dip all the way up until his final fingertip releases the ball. And we do exercises to actually help him to hone in on his responsibility. We have exercises that we use in order for him to be able to be consistent with his wrists. And those are some of the things that we do within our training program. We invite you, if you have a shooter and you want a shooter to learn really how to be consistent shooter, welcome them to contact us. Go on our Instagram. It'll be at the end of this video, and we'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. But back to the video, you'll just be able to look at him as he relaxes and being able to shoot the ball. The arc on the height of his shot is what we're looking at. The conversation that we're having is one-word conversations. Again, like we share in our other videos, because in the heat of a moment, if he missed 2 or 3 shots in a row, he'll have to be able to recalibrate his thinking. Once that happened, he reset everything back to the basic fundamentals. So those are the simple questions that he has to ask himself using one word. We're going through a series now called short-term memory. So anytime he misses a shot, he will be able to locate and go right back to his memory of what it takes for his mechanics to get his shot back on target. And you'll see as a 13-year-old, he'll have his own little way that he gets real focused. And then I allow him, if he misses a shot, you rebound. Do what you want to do to get the ball back in the rim. I don't care. All I want you to do is be able to learn how to come in and out of a zone. If you ever seen a great shooter where they can't miss, you'll ask them, what were you thinking about? Ask the greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry. He says nothing, because he's put up so many shots. Now it's just called what they call unconsciously competent. That means you could almost do it in your sleep, because you have done so many attempts at shooting till you what you call unconsciously competent. Now we step back. We're in about the 17-foot range in the mid-range. We've come all the way back to where his shot pocket, nothing is changing. He's basically just stroking the ball. And if you notice at the beginning of the video, that's all we wanted to do. We want it to happen. So in game time, all his body is doing is just reacting. Even if he has to take a quick shot, we still want him to be able to understand it's the exact same range of motion. Thing about what we do in the academy is we teach them how to gain the confidence that they need. We talk a lot about the mental mentality and the confidence. You miss a shot, doesn't mean anything. All you do is you recalibrate. You miss another one, the next one going in. That's how a shooter has to think. You miss 3 in a row, the next one has to go in. The key is about getting back to the basics. Once that happens, throughout their career, they'll understand how to actually get back on track. Here we're just doing catch and shoot. This is where we want 80% of his shots to come from. And that's going to come from our training him how to get in the right position. How to understand the game of basketball. When you understand the game and you understand the measurements of the court and the amount of people that's in a small amount of space, and you understand angles and how to get around and what your limitations are and what your strengths are, then the game begins to slow down for you. Then you begin to understand personnel. Your player, what's your role, what's your responsibility. His responsibility as a shooter is to deliver. They're called 3 R's to success. And one thing we teach at the academy is you have to log in to your mental capacity, the 3 R's to success. What are the 3 R's? The first R is reputation. Build a reputation as being outstanding at what you do. If you're going to be a shooter, if you're going to be a number, why not be number 1? Give it all you have. Put the work in that it needs to be for you to be that shooter, for you to be that great shooter in any gym. That's reputation. The second R is reliability. Know that when they rely on you, that you can deliver. You want to be such a shooter, not to just meet or exceed their expectations, but because of your preparation and professionalism, you literally amaze them because you have put the work in. And we're teaching those pillars of core values at the beginning of their basketball career. Professionalism, preparation, that's everything. It's better to be prepared and have the opportunity than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So we're preparing them right now. So we have reputation, reliability, and the last one is relationship. You build a relationship with your coaches, with your teammates, with the people around you. So when you're on the court, you've built a relationship. When they get that ball to you, when you pass that ball to them, it's a good pass. When they pass that ball to you, you're going to deliver. And those are from those relationships on and off the court. And keep in mind, this is just something that you put a lot of work in, and you want to have a lot of respect for everybody and respect for the game of basketball. Here again, we're at the high school. We're at the college three-point line here. And all we're doing is just working on his footwork. Make the shot simple, relax, and be able to let your wrist do the work. Let the inertia come from the bottom. It's like a rocket. Most of 80% of the fuel is used at takeoff. And all he has to do is just release and let the energy come up through his body to his fingertips. Again, we work real diligently with our shooters. Many other shooters we'll start bringing on, they're at the beginning stage. They're not far from the rim. They're close to the rim. It'll take them about 5 to 6 months to master it. Those in middle school who already can shoot at a certain level, we'll be working with them on their consistency. You see, a lot of the things that he does, it's not in the gym. And we have a book of exercises that they are to do at home on their leisure that helps them with their mechanical reasoning and their fluidity and their range of motion. Then all they have to do is work with their cognizant thinking of their brain, and their body going to react to what they want to do, just like playing a video game. Once they start playing a video game, the more their cognizant thinking start kicking in, the more their mechanical reason. Now they don't have to look at the controller. All they do is just begin to instruct themselves what to do, and they execute. And that's what we're doing now. We're working on a little execution. Again, my conversation to him is just relax. If you can hit 2 in a row, that means you can hit 5 in a row. You can hit 5 in a row, that means you can hit 10 in a row. Keep giving yourself those types of challenges. So when it's game time, you're looking for opportunities to help your team. Not opportunities to shoot 3-pointers. You look for opportunities to help your team. Also in this video, we'll work on some movement. We'll do some dribble pull-ups. But this is a 3-point isolated video. So if you have a shooter, you have an athlete that want to be a 3-point shooter, by all means, please allow us the opportunity to introduce them to the Certified Sniper Shooting Academy. And we're result driven, outcome driven. Again, he's steady shooting. He's just locked into his mechanics. That ball should be dropping in the rim right at the end. The net should just flip straight up in the air. Here, we'll start doing 1 dribble pull-ups from the elbow. This is important right here. Because as he uses a pump fake, and we're going to bring that in a little bit later, he has to be able to feel the flow of his shot from his toes when he come off of that one dribble pull up. He got to be able to pull that shot up. As a guard, he got to be able to come down the floor and stop and pop. In the floor of the offense, he must be able to do a rip, get into that space, that dribble pull up, before that big gets to the middle of that paint. See, what we do is we take them layers, one layer at a time, because that's how the brain works that way. When you can give it to them in layers, it's easy for them to digest it. Then they're just adding to their confidence level. If you notice in our trainings, there are no breaks. They're basically, we just go straight through it. Hour and a half, 2 hours, straight through it. Then that way, the time they spend in the gym is nothing but value time. The time after they finish is the time for them to recover and recharge and recalibrate. Go back and watch the video and they see their successes at a rapid pace. Then it makes them want to get back in the gym. Here, as we're doing these pull-ups, I allow them to use the video for the pull-ups as visualizations of seeing themselves before they go to bed, shooting it over and over and over and over again. Again, we're working on footwork. We're working on his sweep and sway, which means he's a turn shooter. So when he shoots it, if you'll notice, his feet slightly turn to the left. That's because he's a one-motion shooter, and this is the way you won't have to jump so high and you still have the power that you need. Now we'll allow him to add a few dribbles to what he's doing. This is where you get comfortable. You notice the little turn in the back. That allows him to have the power that he needs without worrying about the distance. This is called the Pro Shot system. He started this system at an early age. Here we'll just give him the freedom to shoot it deep. Maybe at the end of the game, end of the quarter, he might need to take this shot. But he can't be afraid to take it. He got to already know, I've taken this shot many times. Again, our motto is room, range, and rhythm. If you have room, it's within your range, you're in rhythm, go ahead and pull the trigger. Our goal is in our behind the arc training, we want our athletes to be able to, because of the work they put in, that their coaches will give them the green light. And then when you can shoot it from three, anything within the 3-point line to the goal, you should have already in your bag of shots. So we do work a lot on the mid-range. We do work a lot going to the basket. But now we're doing the training as far as beyond the arc. He's allowed the freedom. Here, he's just using his mid-range. This is called freedom. Freedom in the box. No pressure. Because in the game of basketball, we want them to have no pressure. Just actually do what you've been trained to do and be able to react. You should be able to shoot and pull up anytime you feel like it. Again, repetitious. If you notice, there's no breaks. There's not a lot of lag time. We allow that brain to work real fast. Here in this exercise, we won't slow down for free throws, because what we're trying to do is add a little cardio in with it and just keep it moving. Keep it moving with his footwork. He can do a step back three. Whatever he want to do, he can train it. Again, this part of the drill is called I don't care, freedom in the box. He do whatever he want to do. We're going to make some, we're going to miss some, but you must have the ability to Reset. Short-term memory. Now we'll start working on, we'll do a little bit of setting a pick, high screen pick. He'll be able to come off the pick or the pin down, and he'll be able to get to his spots and get his shot off. We train our shooters that once you hit a couple of shots, they're going to be coming after you. So now you got to be able to move without the basketball. Or you have to understand if they're going to go over or under a pick, what is it that you need to do and your footwork. So now he's working on footwork to be able to get that shot off and not be afraid. See here, he has to find his spot. He missed a couple of them, he front in them. We let him know you only miss by a pinky finger. So whenever he misses, I don't say anything, I just say pinky finger. Then he know he only missed it by a ½ inch. So what do you need to do to fix it? Lift. It's usually on the lift where the ball falls short. If we can get it to hit the back of the rim, that's a good miss because our bigs have a chance to get the rebound. We teach them if it hit the front of the rim, there's a good chance that we won't get that rebound. Again, we're just working on his footwork, dribble pull up, coming from the college 3-point line, getting into the paint. As a guard, he must be able to touch that paint. He touched the paint, it causes the defense to have to react, and then he can work on his pocket passes to his big, to whoever's slashing to the basket. But again, these videos that we're doing, we teach the role and responsibility of an elite shooter. The role and the responsibility of those who want to be able to shoot the ball at a high level. Because it's much more than standing back on 3-point line waiting for the ball. As you get older, now you'll get a little bit more flexible in what you're doing. Okay, but it start with confidence. So we train in layers again for confidence purposes. Because once we can help an athlete be confident in one area, it's easy to fast track them in other areas. If you notice, we're not giving instructions on ball handling. We already did our ball handling instructions, so all he has to do now is use his own freedom, his creativity, and he initiate his own go-to moves. When we're doing the ball handling drills, we just teach the 6 major ball handling executions that they need. The rest is done with their flexibility to do what they're free to do. They create their own go-to moves because that makes them where they can be more fluid. Okay, if you'll notice DJ when he's a ball handler first, but his fluidity with the ball is he's not struggling with it. That's because he's doing what he want to do. That was 3 between the legs because he's not going off of what somebody told him. He's going off of what he's deciding to do. He can do an in and out crossover. He can do an in and out between the legs, behind the back, wrap around. It does not matter. It's called freedom in a box. You have a box, but you have the freedom and flexibility to do what you want to do. This allows their natural instincts to kick in. At the same time, they have the discipline of knowing what to do. That's the beauty of basketball, when you have individuals that are able to showcase their own brand, their own style. And at the age of 13, he's creating a brand. This time we'll start shooting at the corner. The corner is very important, catch and shoots. I share with our shooters all the time. If your feet are in position and you're within your range, you should already be ready. Preparation to get the ball. Here, all he has to do is understand distance and his mechanics. By using the method that we teach, it makes it easier because we teach them how to transfer power. When they understand how to transfer power, it's easy because the wrist is only a lever. The power is from the bottom. And everybody transfer power differently because of the way they walk and where they put the weight. So we allow them to actually create that, and then we just go in and we show them how to maximize it. We do drills without tennis shoes on, where they just use their bare feet. Then they can understand how their feet is supposed to feel on the floor. We'll do one of those in one of our other videos to show you guys how that works. That's pretty impressive to watch what shooters do barefooted. Again, when they miss, all they do is they have to fix it. Only time I have a challenge with our shooter is if they miss the same way 3 times without fixing it. Such as if they missing left or right 3 times, then I ask them why. And then once they understand how to reset, they put those clicks back over, and that ball goes right in the middle of the rim. Now we're doing it where the pass is coming from the wing to the corner. So that way his body is getting used to how to move from left to right. Here he just did a pump fake to the basket with a reverse layup. All of these moves are engaged in his bag. His main objective is to be able to be the person they can throw it to in that corner, and they almost can run back to the other end. That's the reputation, reliability, and relationship that he want to create for his brand. And again, our goal is to train them to do that all the way around the rim. Now we'll have him to run to the corner and do corner threes. Okay, they just got a foul, and now his team going to do a stack. He runs to the corner. They pass the ball inbound to him. He should be able to let the ball fly. These are learned behaviors. These are the strategies that Ray Allen, individuals like Klay Thompson, they get their feet. Once they get their feet put in position, Ray Allen helped the Miami Heat win just because he was able to get to the corner. He got to the corner, and that corner 3 that he hit saved that championship. And I listened to the interview, and he shared the strategy. And from that strategy, we implemented it because it's a games type situation where you don't have time to think. You just have time to do what you've practiced to do. We're doing the same thing here. He's in the stack. He get the ball deep. He got to let the ball go in the second and a half. It's got to be out of his hands without being a rush shot. Get in their position. 0.5 seconds, he should be able to shoot the ball quick. All this is just muscle memory. If you notice, we're not using the shoot away. This is game basketball. We use the shoot away and put up about 500 shots, but he's at the season now to where we're using game shots on every one of our workouts. This allows him to react faster. And again, it's all about gaming. It's all about being able to do it game speed. It's all about when that pass comes to you in the game in the corner, can you take that shot, knock that shot down? If your team is in a situation where they need that shot to get off, you have to be able to get the shot off. You have to be able to shoot it off the dribble. You have to be able to execute and shoot off your back foot. All of this is just game reaction situations. Whether you're shooting the ball deep, whether you with individuals that need to get a shot off real quick for a quarter or a half, you must be able to have the reputation, reliability, and relationship with your teammates to get the job done. And this is what we want to do to all of our athletes, male and female. Age does not matter. If you're willing to put the work in and you're willing to sacrifice, we welcome you to the Certified Sniper Shooting Academy. Again, please follow us on Instagram, and you can DM us any question or your information, and we'll be more than happy to contact you.